Most people drift through their 20s and 30s assuming money will eventually sort itself out. It won't. And if you reach 40 without these milestones in place, you're going to feel it not just in your bank account, but in your options, your freedom, your ability to say no. Today, I'm walking you through 9 money milestones that will put you ahead of the majority of people your age. Not by depriving yourself, not by tracking every transaction, but by building systems that work whether you're paying attention or not. Let's get into it. Milestone 1, 0 high interest debt. If you're carrying debt above 6% interest, you are losing money every single day. Not theoretically, actually losing it. Think of it like a leak in a bucket. You can keep filling the bucket. More income, more side hustles, more hustle. But until you fix the leak, the water never rises. Here's what you do. Write out every debt you have. Credit cards, student loans, personal loans, all of it. Find the interest rate on each one. Then attack them using either the avalanche method, highest interest rate first, or the snowball method, smallest balance first. Either one works. What matters is that you actually start and that you stay aggressive about it. You cannot build real wealth while high interest debt is quietly draining your foundation. And once it's gone, you'll be shocked at how fast everything else moves. Milestone 2, a real emergency fund. Here's a question worth sitting with. If you lost your income tomorrow, how long could you hold your life together without panicking? If the answer is 2 weeks or a month, that's not financial stability. That's a house of cards. The goal is 6 to 12 months of core living expenses, like rent, utilities, food, transportation, sitting in a high-yield savings account, doing nothing except protecting you. Most advice stops at 3 to 6 months. That might be enough if you're just trying to survive a setback. But survival isn't the standard we're working towards. What you're building is breathing room. The psychological weight of knowing you have a financial buffer behind you changes how you make decisions. It changes how you negotiate at work. It changes how you respond to risk. That's worth more than people give it credit for. Milestone 3, automated and consistent investing. Real wealth is not built on perfect timing or the right stock pick. It's built on consistency that doesn't require your attention. The goal is to make investing feel like a utility bill, something that just happens in the background without you having to think about it every month. Here's the framework. Contribute at least 10% of your income to investments. Max out both your IRA and 401k if your situation allows it. Set those contributions to auto transfer so you never have to rely on motivation or willpower. And every December, increase your contribution percentage by just 1%. That last part sounds small. It isn't. Compound growth doesn't care about dramatic moves. It cares about time and consistency. The person quietly investing 10% of their paycheck every month for 25 years is going to outpace the person waiting for the right moment every single time. Automate it. Forget it. Let time do the work. Milestone 4, career mastery. Your income is your most powerful wealth building tool. And yet, most people treat their career as something that happens to them rather than something they actively build. The majority of people who reach genuine financial independence didn't win a settlement or strike it rich overnight. They had a stable income, they got good at their job, and they invested consistently over time. That's the actual story behind most wealth. So, the question is, are you someone your employer would genuinely hate to lose? If that question makes you uncomfortable, that's useful information. Building career skills is not about blind loyalty to a company. It's about increasing your market value, which increases your income, which increases what you can invest. The math is simple. And if you don't love what you do, start researching what you would. Talk to people who are 10 or 20 years ahead of you in careers that interest you. Ask them how they got there. Set up 5 informational interviews this month, not online. Actually talk to people. Your income trajectory is not fixed. It's a skill you build. Milestone 5, knowing your number and your why. What does financial freedom actually mean to you? Not in vague terms, specifically. What does your life look like when money is no longer the limiting factor in your decisions? This matters more than most people realize. Because if you don't know what the money is for, you'll spend your best earning years chasing a number on a spreadsheet with no idea what you're actually working towards. $2 million means something completely different to the person who wants to retire at 52 and travel 4 months a year versus the person who wants to fund a business, support their parents, and send 3 kids to college. Get specific. What do you want your life to look like? What does a Tuesday afternoon look like when you've hit your number? Who are you with? What are you doing? That vision is what all of this is actually building towards, not the number, the life behind it. Milestone 6, a shared financial system with your partner. If you're navigating finances with a partner and money only comes up when there's a problem, that's a system designed to create conflict. Most couples wait for tension, an unexpected expense, a disagreement about spending, a surprise bill, before they sit down and actually talk about money. By then, the conversation is reactive, it's defensive, it's already emotionally charged. The alternative is a simple, shared system that makes money a regular conversation instead of an emergency one. Here's what that looks like. A monthly check-in, scheduled, consistent, low stakes, where you review income, spending, debt, and investment progress together. A shared dashboard or spreadsheet so both of you can see the full picture at any time. And a set of shared goals so the money conversation isn't just about what went wrong, but about what you're building. One more thing. If one person is handling all the finances and the other has no idea what's going on, that's a vulnerability. Not just practically, though it is that too, but for the relationship. Financial clarity should be shared. Both people involved, both people informed. Money can either be a recurring source of tension or a tool you use together. That choice is mostly a function of whether you have a system. Milestone 7, your no list. One of the most underrated financial moves you can make is deciding, clearly and deliberately, what you don't care about spending money on. This isn't about cutting everything enjoyable. It's about recognizing that you have limited money and unlimited things to spend it on, and choosing what actually matters to you. Here's the exercise. Write down 3 things you genuinely don't care about. Things you've been spending money on out of habit, social pressure, or vague obligation rather than actual desire. Then write down 3 things you want to spend on fully and without guilt. That contrast your no list. Once you know what's not part of your version of a rich life, cutting those things stops feeling like deprivation. It starts feeling like clarity. And the money you were leaking into things that didn't matter gets redirected into things that do. Your list will change as you change. What you didn't care about at 25 might matter at 35. That's fine. The point is that you're spending intentionally rather than by default. Milestone 8, a simplified credit setup. You do not need 8 credit cards and a rotation strategy to get the most out of your spending. If you're spending mental energy optimizing cashback tiers across multiple cards for marginal returns, you're playing a very small game. The time and cognitive load that system costs you is worth far more than the rewards you're extracting from it. Keep it simple, 1 or 2 solid rewards cards that match how you actually spend. Cancel any store cards or high APR cards you signed up for to get a discount years ago. If you're still carrying debt, watch your interest rates closely. If you pay in full every month, the APR is largely irrelevant, but the simplicity still matters. A simplified credit setup is not a downgrade. It's a sign that you've stopped optimizing for pennies and started thinking at a higher level. Milestone 9, a living financial vision. The plan you build at 30 is not the plan you'll need at 40. And that's not a problem. That's just how life works. What matters is that you have a direction, something to aim towards, update, and return to regularly as your life evolves. A financial vision isn't a rigid document. It's a compass. Once a year, sit down and ask yourself 3 questions. What do I want more of in the next 12 months? What no longer matters to me? And what do I want to move towards next? Your answers will shift. Your income will change. Your priorities will evolve. The vision should reflect all of that. These 9 milestones are not a guilt checklist. They're a framework for alignment, for making sure the way you spend, save, and invest is actually pointing in the direction of the life you want. If you're under 40, start now. If you're already past it, you haven't missed anything. You've just been moving without a map. Now you have one.